How's it going, guys? Thanks for clicking play. Welcome to my tutorial of the basics. I will be teaching you, that's right, the basics of Fruity Loop Studio. So, to begin with, when you open up Fruity Loops, this is exactly what you'll see. A lot of buttons, a lot of options up here, huge blank square with lines everywhere, you get it. Well, first off, this huge square is called your playlist. This is where you're going to enter all of your sounds and all of your drum beats and all your effects, automation clips, etc. This is where the magic is played. Doesn't happen here, it's where it's played. Played back with the play button and the stop button. When you press play, of course, it'll play whatever your pattern is or whatever's in the song. This is the marker. You can click and drag it wherever. I can't drag it anywhere right now because I don't have any sounds out. But when you press stop, okay, if you click somewhere on the timeline, just click right there, and you press play, it'll play it normally, but when you press stop, it'll go to wherever you last clicked at. If you double click stop, it'll go right to the beginning. Now this button over here, this is where you can record your audio, such as vocals, you can record your guitar, your violin, your dog, whatever. You can record anything. Now right here is your tempo, which is very important. Click and drag, go up to make it faster. Click and drag, go down to make it slower. Now, I like to leave it at 130 because that's the default. Now you can also go, if you're really specific about it, then you got the fine tempo, and this is the coarse tempo. Now patterns, this is this little button up here, which is the four boxes, four little rectangles. You click it, opens up the patterns. This is where you can make drum beats. You can put the sound you picked or created in here to be able to put it on the playlist. Now you can select different patterns by going up to this little box that has a number 1 in it. It says Pat for short. Click and drag, go up to go to pattern 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever. It's pretty much unlimited. You can go all the way up to in the hundreds, maybe even 200s. I haven't gone that far. But you have an unlimited supply of patterns because they know that you're going to need a lot to make a great song. It is not limited, I don't think. Now, right here you're going to see kick, clap, hat, and snare. These are your basic default samplers, sounds, whatever you want to call them. Just left click on any rectangle to bring up, a sound. Click on the red on up here, the pat, it'll be a red button, and you can play whatever's in your pattern. The song button, you play whatever is out here on the playlist. We're going to be on pattern for now. And got a little nice little line. Just simple basic kicks. Right here, beats per bar. You can click and drag, go up, extend it to 8, which is pretty much 4 and 4 next to each other. And what I just did there, you right click on any of these and you can bring up, you can send it to your piano rollers. You can get certain pitches, like certain pitches, yeah. Move them around if you wanted to. I don't see why you would do that, but it just sounds weird. So keep them all one pitch, unless you wanted to do like a Dirty South snare drop, if you've ever heard of one. But anyway, once you bring it up in piano roll, it'll look like this, which is pretty much looking at just this. That's it. Don't need to freak out. It's just because you brought it into piano roll, and now it's going to look like that forever until you make a new song. Now you can insert some claps, basic drumline stuff here. You can pretty much figure out the patterns on your own. Over here is the graph editor, which is like for the kicks if you wanted to. This is the velocity, which is pretty much the sound. Yeah. Can't really hear it right now, but oh, it wasn't even selected. That's why. No, select. Whatever. Ignore what I just did. Now, on to different matters. This over here on the left that I just opened, click this. It looks like just a couple rectangles going vertical. It's the browser. You can have, these are, okay. This is what you have. Backup, channel presets, clipboard files, collect, you can read. Packs is pretty much where you're going to get all your sounds at. Now, a lot of these you won't see in yours because I have installed these myself. But you will see drum kits, and maybe you'll see effects, guitar, hats, legacy, loops, all kinds of good stuff. Vintage, vocals, samples, shapes. You'll see that. You can left click on it, and it gives you all these samples that you can bring up your pattern. And if you find one you like this a nice hat, you left click and drag and drop it in, and then you can use it in your pattern. So that's that. You do that for anything really. And I'll go over more detail in this about installing your own packs in a future video, so just hold on. Now the channels button up here is where you can make your sounds. You got 3x OSC, which you can make wobbles in it, like dubstep wobbles. If you want me to, I can go into detail on that for next video. You got Autogun, Beatmap, all these have their own names, but if you wanted to focus on piano, FL Keys is where you would go. If you want to get any kind of sound ever, you're going to go to Harmless, Harmor, any of these up here will work. Citrus is a really good one. This is where you can get your sounds. It brings up this huge box, which you can use to, you can affect the way it sounds by clicking and dragging these knobs if you know what they do. You can make your own sound really with all of these operators. You got 6, and then you have 3 filters and 1 effects. Use this, mess around with it, get your own sound you would like to use in your song. Once you have a sound you like, you go to bring down this little drop button. You can go to piano roll and start making your step sequence, or you can go to presets, where it brings up this huge variety of sounds that are pre-made that you can use in your song. A lot of nice sounding sounds. Really, you got, okay, dubstep bass and dubstep wobble you won't see either. I've installed this myself. I didn't make these, I just installed them. I'll show you how to do that in a future episode, if you want me to. So that's that, and once you pick the one you would like, let's just go with smooth, no, not swell, smooth 4. You can go to effects and change it up. I don't really like the delay on it, so you can click on D1, and if it's enabled, just left click it to turn the light off, which is de-abling it, whatever you like to call it now. That's that. You can use your key, the keys on your mouse to, instead of clicking the keyboard on the computer, you can use your keys on your keyboard. Yeah. Go to piano roll, get yourself a nice little sequence going. Once you have your sequence, you can go ahead and paste it onto the playlist. Now, this is your mixer. Another very important thing to use on all of your songs, really. You got the master, which is this is the volume. I would recommend just leaving this alone. Just right click it and reset. You can create an automation clip, which if you have a song going, oops, wow, I messed this up big time. But if you do have a song going, you can drag this down, and it has, I'll get into detail later. And right here, you left click on this little down arrow box. It brings up all these effects that you can use. You got reverb, phaser, you got delays, choruses. I'll go into detail for all the effects in a future episode. That's pretty much all you need to know to get started. I don't really have anything else to do or cover, just for basics. A lot of other stuff is advanced that I can go over. Basics is pretty basic, if you ask me. By the way, if you didn't know, this is how long your song is. You can change it by a beat, or you can do seconds, steps, whatever. It's all right here. These little boxes. Ignore all these buttons. You don't really need these. They're just, I use them over here. Go to File, left click File. You can open a project. You can save your project, save as, name it, and everything. You can import projects. You can export to an MP3 so you can upload your song on YouTube. And this is pretty much it for basics. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in any of my advanced tutorials, which I'll be going into. Subscribe for more. Check out the songs on my channel. I make some pretty great songs, if I do say so myself. But that's just my opinion. You know, whatever your taste is may not be mine, or yours, I mean. Like this video if this tutorial helped in any way. And if you'd like to see more tutorials, more advanced tutorials if you're ready for that. And I'll see you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching.